before we start, on behalf of the fencing industry, I would like to thank the organizers for putting up this show.
अभी उधर लेके जाता है लाइव
Second edition
अभी के लिए उधर लेके जाता है
which is not
उधर लेके जाओ फिर लेके आएंगे
of this show.
रखेंगे किधर?
Uh, you know, being 18 years into this industry, I have seen how the fencing shows have evolved in rest of the world, in US, in Europe, in Middle East. But there was no fencing show which was
अरे
dedicated
लेकिन
to perimeter security
अभी
in India.
कैमरा को अवॉइड करेंगे
So thank you so much.
क्या आ रहा है दिख रहा है
Please continue, and I can already see a kind of difference that we saw in the last
क्या आ रहा
year
है
and this year. So I think this is very good progress. I wish you all the best and thank you for giving us this
क्या
chance.
करेंगे लो करो
So I'm Saurabh Gupta, Director at India Fence. Been working in this industry for over 18 years now and focusing on high security fencing, gates, intrusion detection, and other perimeter solutions. We have today's discussion on national infrastructure and perimeter security, PSU perspective, and it is happening at a very critical time. Recently, there was an analogy echoed on the global stage where there was a mention of a shining Mercedes and a dumper truck filled with stones. And it was said that if a dumper truck and a shining Mercedes hit each other, what will be damaged? I think the message was very clear. We know who that dumper truck is and who that shining Mercedes is. Between that dumper truck and shining Mercedes is going to be the role of perimeter security and fencing. And how good a job we do will make a difference between destruction or a moment of resilience. Now, before we start, I would like to welcome Mr. Gyan Ranjan Samal, General Manager at NDCC, an IIT Madras alumnus with over 20 years of experience in civil engineering. He has led a wide range of projects from buildings and industrial works to roads, bridges, international border infrastructure. He currently heads NBCC operations in Northeastern region and is known for his work on border fencing projects for the Government of India. Welcome, sir. Other fellow panelists, Prateek Garodia is the Managing Director at Tirupati Fence Products Private Limited, a third generation leader in the business. He has been leading Tirupati Fence for over 15 years, driving the company with a strong focus on innovation, on-ground execution, and quality manufacturing. His experience spans government, defense, and large-scale infrastructure projects across India, where he has played a key role in delivering secure, durable, and future-ready perimeter systems. Welcome. Sir. So when you are talking about PSU perspective, sir, I have to start with you. First and foremost, I always say in fencing industry that we have to be very grounded. We know what our place is. So, sir, I would like to ask you that what is the place of fencing in your scheme of things? When you are talking about a project, at what stage do you start thinking about fencing?
सौरभ की जो आपने टॉपिक रखा है पेरीमीटर could be anything. It could be perimeter to your house, industry, even border also. So it's a very vast topic. So basically, as a company, the public sector and the Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, NBCC into buildings, different kind of buildings, government buildings, and of course we are there since border fencing last more than 2 decades. We are working. We have worked in India, Pakistan border. We are now doing India, Bangladesh border. So it's very interesting thing, and I think today we are discussing very important topic. In the changing scenario, changing security scenario with the borders, and India is growing like anything. We are now fourth largest economy, and जैसे घर पे होता है कोई भाई बहन बिरादरी में कोई ज्यादा प्रोग्रेस कर लेता था, लोग people feel jealous. So ये different kind of situation को लेके हम लोग अभी आगे बढ़ रहे हैं. तो एरिया का क्या है ना, अभी if we look at the land boundary, we have almost 15,000 kilometers of land boundary. Along with, if you look at this coastal area, coastal boundary, that is almost 7,500 kilometers. So in terms of national security, we have a huge scope for the fence industry. So it's so important that it is hardly discussed. I'm happy that I've been invited. I'm grateful to the organizer that I'm part of it now, and I'm now taking care of this fencing work of NBCC in the Bangladesh border. And not only the length, if you look at 7-8 countries, we are sharing borders. Highest being Indo-Bangladesh border, where we have almost more than 4,000 kilometers. And earlier, you all know it was a friendly country. In the recent change of regime, now it is so important that actually I live in border. I used to go and I stay, and if possible, I can. It's not there. I could have shown how the borders are being there in the international borders are there. It's so porous. If you go to Tripura, I went to a village. Across the village, the international border passes. People crisscross every day. We have finished that portion, and still 250 meters we could not do because of objections after change of region. So it's so porous, you cannot control. And you know, like lot of things every day you find this SIR is going on because lot of infiltration, illegal migration is there. So apart from the international border, our internal security also it is being threatened. So even if your industry, I came from PSU, earlier I was with HL, Hindustan Aeronautics Limited State Defense Establishment. So we have lot of establishment which require all, in fact, all industry protection. So there is a huge scope for the industry, and as well, and coming to my company, we have, apart from building, whatever we are constructing, international border, the scope is really huge, and I think sky is the limit.
Thank you, sir. Sir, again, I still want to understand is that when you are working on a project, how do you design your perimeter security? When do you start thinking about, okay, what kind of fence is required? What kind of thought process goes behind that?
Actually, when we start the construction, we have got temporary kind of fencing. Where visibility is not, that is not that important. Because we need a simple barrier. But when actually the construction is completed, we need actually physical barrier with no visibility. So in that way, so we want a physical barrier and visibility aspect. So initially the visibility may not be important, but with time the visibility required to be absent. So yes, sir.
One of the elements in designing is visibility.
Yes.
What else? What about cost, speed? Where do all those things come?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like when we start a project, we start with the temporary fence. Then as and when the project goes on, like when we hand over, it comes to a solid counter.
And when we think about fencing industry, our biggest competition is not each other. Our biggest competition is concrete wall.
Yes.
So I would like to understand when you think about, okay, I'm building this building, do I go for a wall or do I go for a fence? How do you decide on that?
Actually, the concept of fence is very new, I think. So the kind of fencing we are doing at international border is very new. And frankly speaking, in maybe last 15 years of my career, like I've never thought that such kind of boundary can be there in any peripheral kind of thing. Because that is the conventional thing which we have been cultivated since long.
Sir, what we see internationally, that one of the things why fences are becoming more and more popular is how popular CCTV cameras have become. Now, because of the cameras and because of the need of security professionals of situational awareness, people use fencing which is transparent and the cameras can see on the other side. Is that something which comes up in your discussion?
Yeah, now I think slowly the ministry is discussing that now what we are doing that is new design things. Slowly, like government is thinking of smart fence kind of thing in future. But when it comes to cost aspect, the cost is huge. So I think we are a developing country with lot of commitments in other sectors. Hopefully, that will be reality soon.
Before I come to Pratik, I'll come to the industry, but one more thing, sir. Representing the industry and speaking from the industry side, would you like to tell us about what kind of expectations you have from the industry and how can we help a PSU?
Yes, last thing is in any government project, time and cost are important. We are a country, we have most of the projects are we run out of time overrun, cost of because once overrun is there, it is associated with cost overrun also. And most of our projects normally we don't keep the cost expansion clause. In that way, finally the contractor who is working, they face problem and project further gets delayed. So my expectation is yes, if we can come to a better kind of pricing through innovative methods, so that could be a option for the most of the people. Apart from that, also the construction time and that would make some time we are discussing delay time. So the fence kind of fence we are doing, I think the whatever is being discussed at our meetings. So I think it takes 2 minutes to cut those fence what new design fence we are doing. So once the time, at least actually in 2 minutes is very too short in time, anybody can come and cut. So at least half an hour is the ideal time. So at least 15, 20 minutes some time is there. So then it will be accepted by many industries. And of course, if it is this camera and all things, makes the life better, but it will come with a cost.
So I think Kamil, you are here. If you heard that carefully, you're talking about delay rating, so something which you would be very keen on. Yeah. Anyway, to bring in Pratik, tell us more about what are the kind of challenges and opportunities you have seen for the industry dealing with PSUs.
Hello. Saurabh as sir is already one of the biggest PSUs in India, what I have faced challenges with PSUs is that the PSUs completely work on their way of their system, but the problem is regarding awareness of our products. So what I feel like this Fence India is helping PSUs and people like us to bridge a gap between us. So now what we will help the PSUs to create awareness of our new products, of the advanced products. Once they get to know the products, then I think they can implement in their projects. So this is how things change. Like suppose those PSUs where we have pitched and we have worked with the consultants and we have given need time to them. Their people have understood the products. Their people have adapted the products. So everything depends upon two-way communication. So I think as we have to provide them solutions, so we have to pitch in first. Then we can help PSUs together that yes, these products can be used. For example, in some PSUs, I think there is a lot of problem in adapting new products. So these kind of exhibitions, sample demos, this will help the PSUs to understand the product better. And once they understand the product as per their requirement, then I think that they will easily adapt. For example, if I give an example of NPCC, like NPCC earlier they were putting walls in their water outputs. So once they had been on a visit in our plant, and when they have seen these modular fences, so it's quite obvious that modular fences, it is required in borders, the budget is a bit high. So once they got to see the other products, they adapted those things. Instead of wall, they put this modular fences, eco-60 wellness fencing. So they were very happy with it. So this is the how it goes.
So you talked about the challenges over here. So I think if I kind of abstract it out, you're talking about communication, about awareness, PSUs being aware of the products, and I think this is a platform which is giving us that opportunity. What about opportunities? What opportunities do you see working with PSUs?
Uh, in terms of opportunities, there are a lot of opportunities, Saurabhji. Like for example, if we take into account the companies like HAL, PEL, they have started using power fences. So those energizers and all, that was also very difficult to use for such companies. So adaptation is there. There are many such opportunities, and they are understanding these products and they are using it.
So talking about power fences, sensors, so my question to you, what kind of technology you are seeing and you would like to see in perimeter security?
I think I visit the Indian borders, I stay there. Because going and reaching, no, it's very difficult thing. And until in Mizoram, the borders are challenging in terms of intrusion, and there is a typical fever, PFPV in an area. Once it bites, no, it leads to death only. So after 2023, one of the commandant of BSF died because of that malaria. I know him. So such kind of challenge. So my view is we should create such a barrier with smart posts so that we can put less and less manpower at the the remotest part so that it can be controlled in a better way. We will have a better national security while saving the precious lives. The interesting thing is, unlike Europe countries, India we have a country of 150 billion people. So life is not precious. I have to say in this forum, we never feel as a company, as a country, we never respect the value of human life. That we have to learn. So unfortunately, we are into we have almost 50% of young population in this country. We have a lot of working population. But if you look at other countries now, they are in a negative trend. So that time, maybe this demographic dividend never lasts forever. So this limited period we have to perform so that we have a better economic condition. So to save the precious life, to save the brave people, I think we should work on the fencing material and whatever development they are happening across the globe, we have to take the best of the things to the country. And I think I'm not the right person to speak, but national security price should not be an issue.
This is a question to both of you. What is the role of standardization and how challenging do you find making a purchase in absence of developed standards for fencing?
I think I have not come across any standard so far, nor our tender document specifies it. I think what I heard, like it is under preparation. Hopefully, it will come soon. Now we are adopting whatever available in the other countries now.
Is there something which PSUs can do to help development of standards faster?
Yes, we are part of the Government of India EIS committees. Whenever they make some standard, they all industries and all educational institutions. So I think that they are good for the ideas.
I think what is your view on the standardization?
Yes, Saurabhji, I completely agree to your point. Standardization is very important for any product. Unless the market is scattered, there are variable options. So the same challenge which I talked about earlier, it is very difficult to adapt. Unless and until there is a standardization of product, it is difficult for government agencies to accept it. So definitely there should be some medium or something like that so that we can make the products and specifications standard so that people can follow it.
And what steps do you think industry can take to contribute towards that?
I think we together, firstly, this is the basic thing that we have to be sure with us. The basic thing, as we say that everything starts from home. So first we have to have our own confidence that yes, what we do it at our best. Secondly, we can form an association and we can work together so that standardization can be developed with collaborating with the Indian government and the agencies who make those standardizations, help them understand the products with all specifications and everything.
Are there efforts that industry is taking to collaborate with BIS?
I don't have much knowledge about that.
Sir, do you feel, apart from a platform like this, is there a need for training and awareness workshops with PSU?
Yes, it is required. Because many of us, like since I am working into fence now, so I know about it. If somebody else comes in my interest, definitely he can aware about it. So I think it is required. Because only people who are working international border, they are aware of this fencing. Otherwise, the other people are not aware about all these now new design fence, smart fence, all those options. They are very new to them.
Thank you so much, sir. Before we close, any last words you have for the industry or for the audience?
You have rightly asked this question now before. So as a person, I feel that there is a lot of things industry has to do to reach out people who actually who are actually the end user. So you make your product and then you whatever with your limited production you could satisfy your industry. But think that there are a lot of demand in the country now. I think my suggestion would be all these health manufacturers. I know only 7, 8 of them can come to a forum and combine together. We can create awareness not only in Delhi, other cities also time to time and meet the prospective agencies who are working in it and drop it together as a government agency and a private body representing the industry. We can put pressure to come out with zero failure standard because standards are not met by any government agency other than BIS. So BIS is the right forum where we can start working on it and get a Indian standard for the fence.
I think taking a cue, I would like to just humbly request the organizers. I think that's a very good point which is made around standardization. And if we can also have BIS representation on this platform, that would be a very useful thing for the industry. Any last words from you, Pradeep?
So, yes, this is the main thing that I was talking about with you earlier also. So, these things can really help us to proceed.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Gyanandan. Thank you, Pradeep. Thank you for this discussion.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody, for attending this discussion.
Just 1 minute, we will take 1 more minute of your time. Firstly, thank you to all the panelists for being here and taking us through the discussion. We'd just like to hand over a small token of appreciation for all of you being here. And before we give that, just a small background about what we're giving. So what we're going to hand over is basically called a tree certificate. This is in line with our goals of sustainability as an organization. So basically, on behalf of each of the speakers who's here, a tree will be planted on their behalf. So this certificate basically is like a proof of that. It actually has a digital tracking ID, so you can actually go to the website and track where your tree is planted. Yeah. And I'd like to call upon Kavita Sharma, Senior Director at Jimberg Messe, to hand over the tree certificates.
यहाँ से आपका फर्स्ट थैंक यू।